Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Therese Smith, and I am the Vice President of Sales here at Applied Software. And with us today, that will be primarily presenting the bulk of the information, is also Lisa Baker. She works in our sales support and brings lots of knowledge concerning Autodesk account and subscription benefits. We'd like to say thank you to each one of you for spending some time with us today. The information that you will find throughout this webinar will become more and more important in your day-to-day use and management of your Autodesk subscription account. That is what this webinar is solely focused on. But before we dive into that, we just want to let you know some things that are happening within Applied and some places that you can find information. So in the first slide that we just passed, Live Lab Learning. We recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It will allow you lots of information concerning products, certain answers to questions, blog information. It's also where we locate recorded webinars. So if you have a webinar of interest that may have happened in the past, you can look there and most likely you will find it. Our Live Lab Learning, we have broken this up into three primary topics: building, design, construction, utility, civil infrastructure, and product design and manufacturing. Under each one of these topics, there are several offerings of what we call virtual learning. The virtual learning is a small student to instructor ratio, generally anywhere from 4 to 8 students to 1 instructor. These are live classes that are conducted by an instructor, allow interaction between the student and the instructor, but you never have to leave your desk in order to engage in this class. We have had overwhelming success delivery in this method, and if you are in need of any type of live training, we definitely recommend that you visit this livelablearning.com website where you can get descriptions, dates, and pricing information. Upcoming events. We are hosting 2 events in 2 different areas of the United States, Bim and Beer in Delaware, and then Bim and Beer in Texas. This is primarily geared towards our construction technology group, and we host these events, and these are the 2 upcoming events on the calendar for the next few weeks. Upcoming webinars that you may find of interest outside of this particular subscription webinar. Learn how to leverage the benefits of applied software and Autodesk. So that webinar is going to surround around, it will have a high-level overview of subscription, but also tell you where to go and who to contact based on anything concerning your Autodesk software. So when can applied software be the point of contact to take care of an issue, a need, but then also what resides under Autodesk umbrella. So things like activation codes, those reside in the Autodesk umbrella, and applied software cannot provide you activation codes. So it'll go through some particular instances of information needs and where to find those. The next webinar, Bim and Facilities Management. This is primarily targeted at universities and how they acquire Autodesk software to use in their facilities department. And then lastly, in later September, we're going to talk about the benefits of desktop subscription. So a little bit different caveat to this particular webinar, as we will be talking about your subscription account and how to manage perpetual and/or desktop subscriptions. That one will focus primarily on the desktop deployment of software. Now, that's all for updates and upcoming events and webinars. So with that being said, we're going to launch into the meat of today's webinar, that being how to manage your Autodesk account and migrate through the Autodesk subscription portal. Um, Lisa, I will say, has been doing this for over 15 years. She has been through all the iterations of change. I think she will tell you today that the Autodesk subscription portal is more robust and customer-centric than it's ever been in all the years we have worked with Autodesk software. So we encourage you to ask questions so that you can maximize the use of your time. We do have a question window. I will be moderating the question window, and we will most likely ask as we go through so that you get your answers in short order. With that being said, Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to you, but feel free to ask the questions as she goes through the information. Lisa?
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time to join us today for this webinar. I hope that the session will be helpful to you in navigating the Autodesk account website, cleaning up issues and questions, and enable you to understand your subscription benefits better. I will say that despite my years of experience as an Autodesk reseller, I have never considered myself an expert due to constantly changing Autodesk policy. I experience some of the same frustrations and technical difficulties that you do, but I also hope that you will look to us as a resource and a guide so that we can work together for a satisfactory experience within the subscription program. If you are following a lot of these procedures we discussed today correctly and are still experiencing error messages or failures, we may need to address them separately, and please feel free to reach out to us to discuss those. As Cherise said, we'll be monitoring questions throughout the session instead of waiting to the end so we can address these as the subjects arise. Before we go live into the Autodesk account today, I would like to provide you with a few tools and definitions that are essential for you to understand. As you will see on the screen, at the very top are some tools that will not necessarily are easy to find, so I want to lay these out for you. The Autodesk Knowledge Network is a public website that does not require any logins or passwords. It is simply a site to query on anything Autodesk, literally anything Autodesk. It has blogs, it has white papers, it has forums, articles, tutorials, and we will be going in there a lot today in the process of looking at Autodesk account. In fact, several places on the Autodesk account, if you click on links, it will take you to the Autodesk Knowledge Network. So there's the address right there. It's very helpful if you want to capture that or bookmark that. Another helpful bit of information is the Autodesk Global Helpline. I hear many customers say, I wanted to call Autodesk and ask a question, but I couldn't find the phone number anywhere, because they don't publish this or make it very easy to find. But this is the Customer Service Global Helpline, 866-681-4359. This is also where I direct customers when they are needing activation codes or license files for their standalone or network licenses. There is a menu option strictly for that function. You may have to wait a little while on hold, but they've been working on that, and lately I've been able to get through pretty quickly using that phone number. So if you have never been on the Subscription Center or Autodesk account, which it is now called, I want to go over some of the roles, the administrative roles of this website. There are two administrative roles, Contract Manager and Software Coordinator. As you see at the bottom, this can be the same person or two different people. Sometimes companies just have one person maintaining their subscription contracts and managing all of it. Sometimes they like to divide up the responsibilities between two people. The contract manager is the main point of contact. When you first set up a subscription contract, you will receive probably a barrage of emails, but they will send you a login to the Autodesk account and also a temporary password. So that's the first thing the contract manager is going to see, along with the welcome kit. You are also able to, as contract manager, appoint or assign software coordinators to someone else, and also able to assign users who have less accesses than the administrative roles. The note in red there, it is imperative that everyone is able to receive emails from Autodesk, so please, please whitelist the Autodesk.com domain for anybody that's going to be using Autodesk account website. I have encountered many issues with contract managers trying to invite users and they're unable to log in simply because they cannot get the welcome email. It gets caught in spam filters or junk mail. They just don't receive it at all. So that's a little IT issue that you might want to address up front. Again, the software coordinator is also an administrative role with more privileges than a user. They are going to get email notifications when there are new releases out, extensions, which are additional technological advances to your software that are released between releases or versions, and when upgrades are available. They also can assign users, and they have access to the renewal report and coverage report, as does the contract manager. The final role is simply a user. This is any person designated by a contract manager or software coordinator to access the subscription center or Autodesk account. This person is allowed to be granted different privileges depending on what you want them to do. You may only want people to access downloads or get their upgrades. Or you may not want them to do their upgrades and have an IT person assigned to that. You may want them only to be able to access tech support or their cloud services. So you have a lot of freedom to choose what your users are going to be able to access. There's one more note I want to mention before we go on. Many of you are very used to your subscription renewals and people busy, and all of a sudden your contract is expired. Up until this point and up until February 1st, there's a 30-day grace period for which you can pass the expiration, which you can renew your subscription contract at no additional fee. After the 30 days and up to a year, you have been able to renew your contract with the addition of a $100 late fee per license. That has been the policy right now. As of February 1st, 2016, Autodesk will no longer accept late renewals. There will be no grace period. There will be no penalty fee. You will simply be required to either renew your contract if your licenses are still current. If your licenses are no longer current, you will be required to purchase new software. So customers need to really pay attention to the notices Autodesk and Applied Software send out and renew early or on time. How do we get started? Autodesk Account is the name of the website. The web address is at the top of the page, www.accounts.autodesk.com. So we are going to go live into Autodesk Account now. This is a dummy account that was created for me as a reseller by Autodesk, so there are going to be a couple of changes, and I will notify you of those as we go through this website. But this is what you will see when you log into Autodesk Account. You have two tabs. Profile, which is obviously simply just your profile and settings page. Management is where everything happens. This is what you see when you first log on to the Management tab. It defaults automatically to all your products and all your services. As you will see, there is both cloud services and products on this page. Obviously, this is a reseller page, so we have many, many products and we have many services. Not all of you are going to see this much on a page like this. It will just be catered to what's on your contract and what cloud services are allowed for your products. Both users and administrators will see this same page. Some of the users will not have all of these links, and there are several other things that regular users will not see that contract managers will see. If you click on this product and expand, say plain AutoCAD, we'll just use that for an example, and expand it out, you will notice that there are serial numbers and product keys right here. This is only going to be visible to administrators, managers, and coordinators. If a user logs on and clicks the down button, right here in this space for serial number, it will see contact your contract administrator. This is protection for your licenses from employees that may not be completely honest, from employees that come and go. This can be considered confidential information because in Autodesk world, serial numbers are everything. What they will be able to do is download. So they will have these links. You will also notice that there are other versions here. This was set up as 2016. That was how it was quote-unquote purchased, or how the contract was set up. That was the current version. Subscription customers are allowed access to previous versions up to 3 back, even if they did not purchase that previous version. And we will go into more with that in a few minutes. That's called previous version usage, and it is a benefit of subscription only. But before we go into that, I want to show you a couple more actions that are allowed to contract managers only. This is the Get Previous Version, as I just mentioned. If you click on this, it will take you through a series of screens where you can request the version you want, and it will create those serial numbers that will then appear here, and you'll have access to a download. So if you purchase 2016 but want to run 2014, you will be able to do that. But it will have to be requested by a contract manager or software coordinator. This is also where you get home license use. Home license use is where Autodesk allows customers to check out, for lack of a better term, a network license for use on a home computer and to work at home. This home use privilege keeps you from subtracting your number of licenses by a second one from your network pool. So say you have a network pool of 10 licenses, and one of your users wants to use a license at home. Instead of him pulling another license from that 10-seat pool, it will create a separate serial number, still a network, but it will allow him to install that at home without disturbing the rest of the network and using up another license. For standalone licenses, if people want to use them at home, they simply download and go through the process of activation because it does not require any special certifications or anything like that to use a standalone license at home. Many people like to have physical media. Many of you may not know that Autodesk no longer provides media automatically. In fact, they now charge for media. The default of their software delivery is download. You can purchase physical media. It is $30 per set of media. And if you click on Get a Physical Copy, it will take you to the Autodesk store, and you will simply go through a regular online purchase. It will already have your products listed, so you can choose one or two or all of them, but it is $30 per set of media. For smaller programs like AutoCAD and AutoCAD LT, it is still a DVD. For the larger design suites, it will come on a thumb drive. It is $30 regardless of the type of media that you purchase. Again, these actions are only going to be accessible by the managers and the coordinators. So that's a little bit about what you're going to see when you first log on to the main page. We are going to go into Cloud Service and Cloud Credits in more detail shortly. Over here on the left-hand side, we'll go over these links just a little bit. This is your contracts and orders. Again, contract managers and software coordinators are the only ones that will have this link. Users will not see this little icon. If you click on that, it will take you and just show you a snapshot of your contract number, when it expires, and you can click on these blue hyperlinks, will take you into further information. If you have multiple contracts, they will be listed here. Some of you have started purchasing desktop subscription, which is a term license. These will show up here also, where you can add users to them. This gives you a lot of information about some services that are on the contract. Again, serial numbers and product keys if you're looking for those. Again, this will not be accessible to your users, only to administrators. So that's what that link provides. Let's go into users. This icon with the two people is how you invite users to your to the contract. These are just going to be your general people who need to log in and download software, access tech support. As you will see here, I am the administrator. I have invited Charlotte Mull. She's an employee for us. To add a user, you simply click on this button right here and start the process and fill in the required fields. Once you fill in their email, first name, and last name, and you can do a bulk add as well if you have many users. Here you can cut and paste a list of username and emails, so you can do a bunch at once if you want to do that. But it's very simply providing the information required. I'm not going to continue on any further because I don't want to add anybody else right now. But if I hit the save and continue, and you'll notice right here there's a checkbox that says I'd like to add access to the following users now. If you hit save and continue, you will see a page that comes up with a list of things such as downloads, different products. So you can even limit the products a user has access to. If you have different products such as AutoCAD or Inventor or Map, and you only want one person per product assigned, you can give them access to just that one product. So when they log in, that one product will be the only one they can see and the only one they can download. So that page pulls up a lot of options and checkboxes, and you just decide what you want that user to have access to. One thing I would like to note is that when you invite users, they get a generated automated email inviting them to the subscription center with a temporary password. It takes up to 24 hours for the user to get their invitation email. I don't know why this takes so long. I am unable to hurry up or expedite that process. I have tried. I have called Autodesk. I have talked till I'm blue in the face, and they say it's a process. It's automated, and I can't make it go any faster. So if you have someone that needs to work on a project quickly, just be aware it's going to take them some time to get access to this page. So that is how you add users. Let's go up here to reporting. And this is going to bring us into our cloud credit portion of this webinar. I know there are a lot of questions about cloud credits, and we're going to go over an FAQ in a few minutes, but I want to show you this tab. Also, this tab is also available to managers and coordinators. You will see here that this contract shows 17,500 remaining cloud credits and that I have not used any of them. You will not see this. This is because this is a reseller contract, and they have allowed us to have extra cloud credits in case we want to use this to do demonstrations or for training purposes. So you will not see a large group of cloud credits like this on your individual contracts. Let's go into the FAQ about this a minute, and we'll explain some more things. Okay, cloud credits. What are cloud credits? Cloud credits are the unit of measure required to perform certain tasks, such as creating a rendering or running a simulation in a cloud environment using Autodesk Cloud Services. So any user that you invite to Autodesk account, and if you give them access to their cloud services, whatever cloud services are allowed per that product, will instantly be on their main page when they open it. How do I get cloud credits? When a new user is initially added to his or her first subscription contract, Autodesk gives the individual a gift of 100 starter cloud credits for his or her personal use that cannot be shared or transferred. So, and this is a one-time thing. If you have a user and you have several contracts, they do not get 100 cloud credits per contract. That user gets 100 credits initially, and once they're gone, they're gone. They can't be transferred, and they can't be repurchased. Shared credits, as we saw on here, can be purchased. And this is how you purchase them online. If you click this, it again will take you to the Autodesk store. They are $1 a piece, and they come in groups of 100 credits, 500 credits, and I think 1,000 credits. But you'll have some options there on purchasing cloud credits. If you do it this way online through your Autodesk account, once you go through the process and finish your order, those credits will be available immediately. As your reseller, we can also purchase these for you on your behalf. And if you want to give us a purchase order or a credit card order for more cloud credits, we can do that. The price is the same. However, it takes a day or two, 24 to 48 hours to process. It's not as instantaneous as when you do it through Autodesk account, but we can provide that service if you would like us to. Where did my document go? There we go. So that is how you get cloud credits. After your starter cloud credits are used up, then you have to purchase shared credits. And shared credits are used by anybody who has access to the account. So if Bob does a bunch of rendering and uses a lot of cloud credits, and then Susie wants to get on and do a simulation, she may not have enough shared cloud credits, and that's when you would have to purchase some more. Okay, we've gone over the difference between shared and starter, and the fact that it's a one-time. Starter credits are allocated one time in the lifetime of an end-user account. So many of you are saying, well, what are the cloud services? And it depends on your product. For example, the building design suites will have Green Building Studio for energy analysis and lead analysis. Almost everyone has access to Buzzsaw. These are just some of the services that are provided, just depending on the product you have. But again, once you log into Autodesk account, the services you're allowed to have will be listed on your page. So it's not like you have to go and find out what you're allowed to access. Whatever you're allowed will be there on your page. There's energy analysis for Revit, Fusion 360. There's the Green Building Studio. And you can go to the Knowledge Network and learn a lot about these different services as well. Rendering and structural analysis. How are cloud credits used per service? All cloud credits are valued at 1. Usage rates are determined by Autodesk and vary by service. Cloud credit usage may vary based on elements such as quality and size. For an example, rendering, how many cloud credits used for rendering simply depends and is variable on the size and quality of your drawing or model. Structure analysis for Revit uses 2 cloud credits per analysis, so that is not a whole lot of cloud credits. Inventor optimization uses 5 cloud credits per optimization. So it's not just a 1-to-1 ratio of 1 service, 1 cloud credit. Depending on what you do, uses up a different amount of cloud credits. Purchased cloud credits will have a 12-month life before they expire, as long as the contract remains active. This is another reason to renew early or to renew on time, because if you have cloud credits and your contract expires, they expire and are not replenished if a contract reactivates post-expiration. The most likely reason why cloud credits on subscription contract disappear is because they have reached their expiration date. Any purchased cloud credits left over at the conclusion of the contract will expire and no longer be usable. So if your contract is about to expire and you still have cloud credits, you might want to go ahead and use those while they are available. And again, as you look here at this contract, it says 17,500 shared cloud credits. This will only, on your own contracts, this will only be what you have purchased, anywhere from 100 to 500 to 1,000, just depending on how many you purchase. There's one other aspect of the subscription website that I won't be able to show you, but I will tell you where it is, and that's where you get tech support. I do not have any tech support on this contract because we are resellers. We have our own venues for support. But this is where you go to log cases, view support cases, and contact Autodesk via email. This is also where you can go if you have advanced support on your subscription, and you can get information to get telephone support, which is a benefit only of advanced subscription. Otherwise, it's going to be email communications only for basic support. But this is where you go to get tech support, and your users can get there as long as you give them access to tech support.
Lisa?
Yes.
We have one question in the window. It says,
Okay.
Can a PDF of this presentation be provided so that I can cut and paste links for distribution to my staff? I think that first page we could certainly send as a PDF, but most of this you're actually working live, right?
I am working live in this right now in Autodesk account, but I could expand that first document, which was just a PDF, with some of these links if they would like to have that.
So yes, we will provide you a PDF of the pertinent information on how to reach out and get in touch with, either via the internet or via phone. So yes, that will be forthcoming.
Okay. There are a couple other links down here that everybody has access to. Product enhancements are, again, like extensions, or if Autodesk releases any new technology for your product in between versions, you have access to that here. Network License Manager, when you click on that, oh look, here we go, Autodesk Knowledge Network. It's going to kick you over to the Autodesk Knowledge Network on a lot of the links of Autodesk account. Here's a great page on how to do a network install, how to get your installation files, and then how to install if you have media. If you've ordered media, how to use that. So this is a very good tutorial on network installation. What's new in Autodesk account? Oh, here we go, right back to Autodesk Knowledge Network. This is a very good page right here, which I will include in the PDF. I use this a lot. What's new in Autodesk account? And you can just go to the Autodesk Knowledge Network and on Autodesk account in the query box, and you will get to this exact article. But this has all links that gives you tutorials on how to do everything. So anything you click on here, say you want requesting box software, which we went over, media. Here are step-by-step instructions with screenshots on how to get physical media. And here you see screenshots of the order page. As you see, this one is already populated with the product this person has on contract. Go to checkout, it's just like a regular, any other online purchase. So then you can go back, downloading, how to download, different download methods. Here's your 2 links for your extra license benefits, such as previous version and using Autodesk software at home. So this is another really good site that you've got linked to right from your Autodesk account front page. And all these will be available to anybody who has access to this page. It even has a give feedback button. Can't promise that Autodesk is going to listen to everything you say, but you do have that option to give feedback. So that is about all I was going to show you on the Autodesk account. I hope I made it clear on what privileges were allowed and the administrative roles. I think it is a very good idea to have 1 or 2 people assigned to manage this. It makes downloads, new releases, hiring new people a lot easier if you already have all this set up. I get so many calls per week saying, I can't find my serial numbers. Can you please provide them? And we're glad to do that. But if you can learn to use these tools that are right at your fingertips, it could save you a lot of heartache and a lot of downtime as well.
Lisa,
So please,
we have
yes.
one other question before you completely wrap up.
Okay.
It's a question surrounding cloud credits.
Okay.
If you had cloud credits that came with your subscription, do they expire after 1 year even if you renew your subscription, or do they carry over?
The cloud credits have a 12-month shelf life, so to speak. So they are going to expire. And you used to get a certain number of cloud credits every year when you renewed. So a lot of people are still probably used to that, but Autodesk no longer provides any shared cloud credits that you do not purchase. So when you renew your once you've purchased shared cloud credits and its contract expires, those cloud credits are gone.
Okay, so they do, in other words, I think the answer is they do expire. It's kind of like vacation in some companies. You use it or you lose it. Another question, is there any way to reassign the contract manager and software coordinator if they no longer have their login credentials or are no longer functioning in this role?
There is a way to change a contract manager. Let me see. I mean, a software coordinator. Let me see if I can get to that. Here we go. Manage software coordinators. And that is accessible to the contract manager. I don't know of a way to change contract managers, which is the very top level, outside of contacting your reseller. That is something I do almost on a daily basis for people. If that needs to change, just because roles change or if somebody leaves the company, you can call us or email us and just simply give us the correct person's name, email, and phone number, and that's an instantaneous change that we can do on our reseller website, which is completely separate from this Autodesk account. So yes, you can change software coordinators. Changing a contract manager is probably going to require a call to us. I have not seen a place on this site where you can change the contract manager.
Okay, and we have another question. It's around previous version usage. So
Okay.
the previous version usage policy is that you can use current version and up to 3 versions back. So if you were at 2016, you could potentially have or request access to 2015, 14, and 13.
Yes, that is correct. And if you had all of those previous versions, like I said, this contract was newly set up. So it's not going to show those previous versions. If I had bought this as, say, a 2013, it would show all the serial numbers here and be available for download. Since I'm a subscription customer and didn't purchase those previous versions, I still have access to them, but I have to request them, which is that link right there. For network licenses, when you get your license file from Autodesk and your license is on subscription, it will automatically contain up to 3 versions back. If you get to ever look at those license files, like I have to on a regular basis, you will see the list of all the versions that are included on that license file, so you would be able to automatically install previous versions with that one license file that you have. Let me say one other thing about previous versions while we're on the subject. If you owned software that is more than 3 versions back, you can request activation or authorization to run versions older than 3 versions if you actually own that software. So for example, If I purchased this seat of AutoCAD as a 2011, and through the years it's getting upgraded, on the subscription site, automatically I would have up to 3 versions back. If I wanted to run the original 2011 for compatibility issues or whatever, you can request that from Autodesk, and we as your reseller can help you do that. But they will look and see if that previous version serial number is linked to the current version. If they can see that path of versions through the years, they will allow you activation for that previous serial number that's older than 3 versions back. But if you never own the software, they will not allow you anything previous to 3 versions. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Next question. Well, when help desk requests are submitted, the response always goes to the contract manager. Is there a way to have these responses directed to the software coordinator?
That is a very good question, and one that I do not know the answer to, but I can look into that. Sharice, can we can capture that information?
Who asked that question? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe Brianna. Yeah.
Okay, and then
I believe
we
can see that in the information we capture, but that is going to.
One other, just an FYI, because we want to share information as we get it, whether we know the answer or not, but someone said that when they had to change their contract manager, they sent a request and a case number was created and then the request was granted. So that may be something they can in fact do on their own. So you can choose. You can either reach out to us as the reseller, or you may try to do it yourself if you would like to go that route first. Here is a question, and I'm not certain I fully understand it. What are the rules for managed devices?
I'm not sure I understand that question, like managing mobile devices?
Yeah, I'm not certain. If you could expound on what you're looking for. If the question is concerning, can I have the software loaded on my iPad, my laptop, and my desktop, I believe that would just revert to home license use. He says it is the tab below
you're not
reporting.
Able to programs on mobile devices.
Right.
Tab below reporting.
He is referring to, it says, it is the tab below reporting.
To be perfectly honest, I am not familiar with that. I would have to get some more information on that.
That may be for future use or planning, but we'll certainly vet that out and get back to you if we get an answer.
Devices. Now, I know you can access cloud services for mobile devices, and that may be part of what that tab is referring to. So let me look into that a little bit further.
Sure. All right. Any other questions before we close things out? We love getting questions. It really makes it interesting for everyone, and you may ask a question that someone may not have thought of, but can definitely benefit from the information. So we thank you. We appreciate the time you've spent with us today. And we hope that if you have any further questions, you'll reach out to us. We are happy to engage one-on-one with each and every one of you. And if you would like, there are several other webinars planned, as you've seen at the forefront, surrounding around Autodesk benefits, desktop benefits, as well as where to go for what, which we alluded to at a high level today, but we will dive even deeper into that. So we look forward to seeing you again on another webinar, And Lisa, thank you. Job well done.
Thank you. Thanks to all who attended.